Just begin as we always do with a bow, taking our seats, bringing our hands to our hearts, and close our eyes and just tune in to our intention, whatever it is that brought us here today, that keeps bringing us back. That seed of enlightenment, of awakening, it's in ourselves. We acknowledge that in ourselves and each other with a bow. Today, we're going to spend some time on the breath, really focused on the space between the breaths, the transition from one breath to the next. It's just a very open, spacious place. It's full of opportunity, full of possibility. So we're just going to settle in to our breathing. And then after a little while, we'll spend a little more time looking at that gap between the out breath and the in breath, like we have before. So we'll just take our posture, feeling the weight of your body, settling you in, grounding you. Whether you're sitting or lying down, just letting gravity pull you down. Feet either planted on the floor if you're sitting, or folded underneath you, creating a solid foundation for the body. Maybe finding some adjustment as we sit, holding the spine upright, the muscles of the back, shoulders relaxing, hands resting on your thighs or in your lap, wherever they're most comfortable. Relaxing your neck, letting the muscles of your face relax, your jaw. Feeling your heart center, your chest open. And just breathing through your nose. Excuse me. We're going to do 3 deep cleansing straw breaths. Breathing in through the nose for 4 or 5 count. Breathing out for twice that through pursed lips as if through a straw. It's a good way to center ourselves, to begin to ground ourselves, and to begin to focus our awareness on the breath. So taking the breath in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Emptying your lungs of breath, every bit of stale air. Feel that breath leaving your body all the way down to your belly, and then breathing in again. Fresh air, clean air. Breathing out. In a controlled way. And taking one more of those deep straw breaths. Settling into the natural rhythm of the breath. And just bringing your attention to the breathing. Maybe you're focused on the full cycle of the breath or just one spot in the breathing cycle. This will be the object of your meditation. So See if you can just feel the breath in the body. Maybe you feel the sensation of your chest rising and falling as you breathe. Maybe you feel your belly expanding and then settling on the out breath. Maybe you feel the cool air as it enters through your nose. Notice the feeling of the breath as you breathe out. Just really feeling the breath in the body. And then as thoughts arise, as distractions work their way in, as they do, just noticing, maybe labeling, thinking, and then coming back to the breath. It's the most fundamental meditation there is, really. Bringing our attention over and over again to the breath, letting the mind settle back, do its job of processing stimuli, but without getting carried away in that process, without needing to attend to that process right now. We're taking the next 20 or so minutes to just sit, be with our breath in our bodies in the present moment. Nothing to do, nothing to change right now. Just relaxing into the breath, noticing what comes up in the mind and bringing that attention back again and again to the breathing. So I'll ring the gong. Just let your breath settle, your mind settle with the sound of the gong, and see if you can just sit, letting those workings of the mind just relax and rest. Take some time off from discursive thought. Now, as we sit and breathe, I'm going to ask you to bring your awareness to the space between the out breath and the in breath. It may be helpful to shift your focus on the wherever it is in the breathing cycle to the end of that breath out just before you breathe in again. Feel that. See if you can move your focus down into your belly. Bring your awareness down. Just kind of ride the out breath down into the belly and rest there. Notice the feeling. Still noticing thoughts as they arise, feelings in the body, sounds, but just simply letting them be. Bringing that awareness back to that space between the breaths. So there's still a gentle awareness of the breathing cycle as a whole. Let's see if you can expand the awareness of the gap or the space between breaths, the opening. We're just letting everything be as we rest there. Again, there's no need to control anything right now. Just letting our thoughts be, letting the sounds around us or outside just be. If you find your awareness carried off, just bring it back to that space between the breaths. For me, it's sometimes helpful to bring my awareness just for a second back to my posture. Bring myself upright again, and then bring my focus back to the breath. So the sounds, the thoughts, whatever it is that brings us away from the breathing, so like waves on the ocean. And that space between breaths is the ocean itself. And we can allow more and more in to that awareness, that expanse, without being carried away. We just rest there. Again, we're being gentle with ourselves. We notice distractions, thoughts popping up. If they feel strong and likely to carry us away, that's okay. Meditation is about noticing that and just being gentle with ourselves as we notice. This is the way we're wired, it's the way we've evolved. Sitting without thinking is sort of it's an odd thing to do. We're going against the stream, against our own wiring, our evolution. But that's okay. We're training ourselves in patience and kindness and just being gentle with ourselves as we bring our focus back to the breath, back to that expanse, that openness between the out breath and the next in breath. As you continue to breathe, see if you can just hold more of your experience within that space. In a sense, you're creating a container for everything that's coming up, for all the thoughts, emotions, feelings, sounds, just letting them all be. Just being present to whatever is, just resting in that space and that awareness. So, with the last few minutes of our meditation, really letting that spaciousness expand. See if you can feel just the outward expansion of that awareness as you breathe out. Let your awareness include as much as it can, with no need to change anything, no need to do anything, just being present with what is. Just letting go of the need to do anything other than breathe, relax, and rest in that spaciousness. Maybe you notice some impatience creeping in, some readiness to be over with the meditation, get started with the rest of your day. Let's see if you can just take a couple more minutes to be okay with things just as they are. Just a couple more minutes of breathing in, noticing what's coming up, breathing out, letting go, and sliding down into that spacious awareness. As I ring the gong to end our meditation, bring your attention back to the room, to your surroundings. And just take a moment to sort of see if you'll remember what that feeling of resting between the breaths felt like. Commit it to memory. See if it's maybe something you can come back to throughout the day and throughout the week. Just before you bring your attention back with the sound of the gong. As you bring your awareness back, taking a moment for another bow to end our session. Again, settling into that intention that brought you here today, that light within, a commitment to remain in awareness, kindness to ourselves and others. Just a gratitude for allowing ourselves this time. acknowledging that light in ourselves and each other as we bow.